Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Brother T, Freemason cigar enthusiast with VCR, and we got the tapes rolling on another cigar review video for you folks. Today, we're smoking, boom, Long Live the King, Mad Mother Effer by Caldwell. Why? Well, because it's hot AF outside, and we felt, why not? Let's continue the theme. Let's drop the F-bomb all over this video. So, outside of that, initial impressions. It is a visually stunning cigar. It has a Colorado Maduro wrapper with a peach fuzz type tooth to it. It has very minimal veins, invisible seams. It has a very firm pack. Pre-light aroma. It's like a graham cracker, slight tobacco, and a little bit of an earth quality. Cut and light. Initial impressions. It is like a milkshake through a straw. Certainly on the stiffer side of that analogy, it is a tight draw. In terms of initial notes, there is like a dusty earth component, a slight black pepper, almost a bitter woodish type quality there. Smoke, it's moderately dense, probably due and owing to how tight the draw is. We'll see if, as we smoke this, it starts to open up a little bit. Time will tell. All right, everybody. Getting to that 1 inch in mark, time for a flavor update. So at initial light, we had some of this bittered wood, black pepper, earth. Well, that black pepper, by and large, has taken a back seat. You do still notice it on the retrohale. That bittered wood really has turned into just kind of a natural wood component. There still is an earth, there's a cream, and a bit of leather as well. There's a subtle baking spice that starts to build at times, so we'll see if that continues as we smoke on. All right, everybody. Time for a blend and flavor update. We're gonna undress this guy and walk through the cigar wrap-up. So we got a full agenda, and it won't occur necessarily in that order. All right, in terms of blend, it uses a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, and it is a Maduro. Now, what I will say is it's probably the most blonde iteration of a San Andreas Maduro wrapper that I have seen to date. In terms of binder, it uses a binder from Indonesia, and filler is Dominican, Nicaraguan, and also from the US of A, that being Pennsylvania. In terms of tasting notes, let's walk through those. What I will say is they've been consistent throughout, albeit they may be jockey for pole position. The flavor, that's maybe the most noticeable. There's still a wood, there's a leather component, there's a cream, there's a baking spice that we've had, there's pops of vanilla that ring pretty clearly, so if you smoke this stick, you should find those quite readily. There's elements of dried fruit. There's still black pepper that is found on the retrohale. It is a very well blended cigar. Fantastic. So when I say it really hasn't transitioned a lot, that is not a knock on the cigar. The flavor profile is fantastic. So you're locking in, you're buckling up for a good time. That's certainly the case. Let's undress this guy. Remove the band. And we'll talk about that band a little bit. First off, it's gorgeous. What can you really say? It has a high contrast but very regal color palette. It's primarily going to be creams, diplomat blue, and gold. It has embossed elements throughout, very engaging iconography. It's the type of band that as you look at it, you find more and more things for the eye to focus on. The band stock, some of the best band stock I've seen. It almost has what appears to be a linen texture in the background. It has a fantastic print quality. Upon close inspection, there's no pixelization. I mean, just look at that band. It is gorgeous, just fantastic. So Caldwell, you really brought the pain when it comes to the band game. It's almost second to none. It adds really more weight to the value proposition because the band feels expensive. You certainly feel like you get what you're purchasing, if not maybe more, for the price point, especially when you pair that with the blend. There's some great synergies here when it comes to value proposition or cigar brand positioning. Walking through the cigar wrap-up. Construction fantastic, ash held on in greater than 1 inch increments. In fact, it's only ashed twice the entire time that we've been smoking. Burn, it was consistent and sharp throughout, required no relights or touch-ups. Draw, it was like a milkshake through a straw. Stiffer side of that analogy, as we've mentioned. It makes me wonder if the Parejo iterations of the blend have that same tight draw. It is, after all, a Bellicoso. It is a Figurado, and so as you roll that and it all comes to that taper or that pointed fuma, it can at times introduce a little bit of resistance to your draw. Common sense, for lack of a better word. It does loosen, however, as you smoke down the cigar, so there is that to look forward to. The tightness of the draw doesn't inhibit the flavors by my mileage, so I'd be interested in your opinion if you folks smoke one. Drop it in the comments. I will say the cigar does respond better to a double draw. A smaller draw, longer draw, you seem to get more smoke by way of volume. That brings us on really to the burn or that draw component. It is moderately dense, but it is silky smooth smoke, and it does leave an oilish or oily mouthfeel. We may have just made up a word right here on VCR. Oilish. Outside of that, strength and body. Body I'd put at a medium, medium plus. Strength, I'll give it a medium, though it certainly feels maybe a little bit on the milder side of that medium. Is it savory or sweet? For me, it's sweet. My name's Brother T, Freemason cigar enthusiast with VCR, and today we smoked Long Live the King, Bad Mofo, and as always, smoke 'em if you got 'em.